Fellow hunters, the monster hunting kind, sit down, we need to talk. I'm still enjoying Monster Hunter Rise, I'm still enjoying Monster Hunter World, I'm still enjoying this franchise. But we need to talk about the problems of Monster Hunter Rise, because I just experienced my first Apex monster, and specifically a full-on multiplayer Rampage, and there's some issues here. Pidgey hunts. All right, I'm going to be talking about my entire stream, but let me preface this with a few conditions because I'm about to barrel into Rampage criticism, and I'm not going to be holding back any punches. First of all, this is only my second Rampage. I understand the more you play, the more you understand. Third of all, I'm the type of person who kind of plays quickly and doesn't really sit and absorb valid criticism on my part. So maybe I haven't absorbed everything at the pace. Will I get better at Rampages? Yes. Will I think better of them eventually? Probably. But right now, as a newcomer experiencing a Rampage, there is some major criticisms. Also, last stream of Monster Hunter Rise was one of my worst streams ever in terms of performance. I was sloppy, I was tired, I was so many excuses. Just give me a 7-layer excuse cake. And I thought it was because I was just out of it, my mind wasn't there. But when I looked back and I was compiling some notes to be like, maybe there was something about this Rampage. I looked at it. I paused the screen. I looked at it. I was like, nope, my criticism is still valid. And we're going to talk about the interface because this thing is absolute garbage. Okay, so I did the first Rampage, which is the tutorial, where I took my time and I read everything and I understood, okay, you build the installations. All right, you got these different ammos. All right, these are the type of monsters. All right, then there's a big monster you have to kill. Oh, they're ringing the bell. You have to go. That's fine. I was like, this is a lot to take in, but I assume it's going to flow better eventually. So I completed low rank, and I got the emergency quest to do the Rampage that introduces you to Apex monsters. And I think everyone recommended, I didn't really enjoy the first time I did Rampage, so everyone said, why don't you bring the mods and have a multiplayer Rampage? Rampage is way more fun in multiplayer. I was like, that seems to be the case. Like, it's a big base, you have to defend it. It's probably more fun with people. So I invited the mods to help me with this Rampage. I got in. The first mistake was I forgot to eat. So right away I got launched and I was like, oh no, I forgot to eat. Where do I eat? So I'm in this base that I'm completely unfamiliar with. There's a timer counting down, so I'm already stressed. I'm trying to find where the food is. I'm running around trying not to like enter the wrong area to trigger the start of the Rampage. After chat yells at me after going to 3 doors, I learn it's behind the doors that are closed. That's where the kitchen is. That's where the food is. Then I finally make it out of there, get out onto the field, and probably the worst 20 to 30 minute game stream experience of my life. So I made an off comment that this interface is cluttered and there's a lot of garbage on it. And I was like, there's like 20 things calling for your attention on this. I actually counted the screen and there are close to 30 items on the interface during a Rampage, including the timer, status of the Rampage itself, wire bug measures, your name, your health. Like, why do you need your name? Why do you need your name on the screen? That is not important. First thing to go, get rid of your name. Stamina, your sharpness, your power up of your sword. So that's specific to your weapon. Your another timer. What was this timer for? See, my notes don't even make sense. There was 2 timers on here at one point. I don't remember what the second timer is. I think one is, oh, there's a timer at the bottom in Rampage, and then there's a timer in the middle of the screen for like the next major update. Teammates, the effects of your teammates, because half battle you might be looking at your team. Okay, maybe the better players actually do look at the teammate status and like, oh, this one's poison, I should use an antidote, or oh, this one's health's down or something. Anyways, bonus missions that show up on the left, base level as you level up your base, a map, your installation HP as you're looking. This isn't on the interface itself, but as you're looking out onto the Rampage, there's HP meters above all the installations that you have to keep, that you have to watch. Team updates coming in from the right where it's like, oh, this teammate has entered the chat or whatever. Mission updates where it's telling you like, all right, this thing's ready. This, like, there's all the updates on the right. Base updates, story updates where like someone's going to be talking to you for advancing the story. Your item, a second item wheel. Installation commands when you get close to installations. This is just madness. And I come from games that require your attention. Like, I consider a Warriors game to be like Hyrule Warriors, there's a lot of things calling for your attention. There's like a horn going off every 2 seconds. There's like 3 things going on, and you have to keep, you have to pay attention to kind of the flow of battle, which bases are falling, where the enemies are coming from, where your allies are, and you have to keep track of your health and all this stuff. And I love that. And there's this really good YouTube channel that I watch called The Design Doc. He tore apart Hyrule Warriors. I was like, you know what? The criticism is fair. I still enjoy Hyrule Warriors. I hope, Design Doc, you're watching this video, please take Monster Hunter Rise, specifically the Rampage, design doc that stuff, and let me know what you think. I would love to know if Design Doc would destroy this UI or if you would praise it, because I do not see anything. And then, okay, so you've processed the UI, let's say. Then you actually have the battle itself with several monsters coming in, with your teammates doing things, with your installations, you're running everywhere. And if you got mods like me, they're trying to nuke you half the time. And then if you have longsword users, I don't think I did, but they'll trip you and do stuff. And there's just so much stuff calling your attention. I just have to say, it was not fun. It was not fun. I did not enjoy it. At one point, an Apex monster came in. It was my first one, and I don't even think I could enjoy it because I was so just morally like destroyed from that entire bout of just running around, pretending I knew what I was doing, swapping things. And people are going to say valid criticism of me, how I play. But the fact that the way I play does not let me enjoy something in a franchise that I have learned to enjoy, I think that's a problem worth discussing. So, oh man, I don't like it. It's not even to the point where I want to go back into a Rampage to learn it, because there's so many things. And like, I think too, if you look at an advanced player play, for example, World of Warcraft, I am not an advanced player, but I've seen an advanced player. Their UI is cluttered. Like, there are so many things on World of Warcraft. But the thing is, when you start that game, your UI is very simple. You have like a few spells at the bottom, you have your health, you have your mana. And as you progress, they're like, here's a new skill to watch. Here's a new skill to add. Oh, you want to have 2 like layers of skills. You can customize that. And then the advanced players, they get all these widgets and add-ons that like just fill the screen with stuff. And then they optimize. I feel the Rampage and Monster Hunter Rise, the default is you're an advanced player. Here's the UI and everything you need to know. It's like, whew, build me up, game. Like, wine and dine me first. Don't just take me all the way home. So yeah. That is my base criticism. So let's get that was the worst part. The rest is all going to be good. Let's talk about the end of Village Quest. Now, I really wanted to check mark all the last Village quests before I actually went into proper high rank. I think there are 2 quests left at 6-star. I've unlocked high rank now, so I've got my hunter rank unlocked finally. And like I said earlier, it was not a good stream just because I don't know why I keep struggling so much in Rise. Like in World, I do a mission and I'm warmed up. In this one, it just felt like I was struggling a lot, and I'm still in low rank, which is like, what's going on? The first fight, my warm-up fight, was with another Somnicanth, and I was getting all the status ailments, just like collect them all. I was always asleep, I was always shocked, or I was always blind, or flash, whatever it is. So stunned. That was a sloppy fight. Do not watch it. It is terrible and embarrassing. It got better afterwards, though. The next one, I actually fought someone new, which was Nargacuga, who was, I enjoyed playing him in World, and I enjoy playing him in Rise. I love that he's always on the ground. You know, he's not flying. He's not too crazy. What really surprised me fighting him here is the fact that he seemed to have harder skin than my experience in World. My axe was just going bouncy bounce all over this thing, just like ding, ding, ding. Like, it just felt like we were cheering glasses off of this guy's skin constantly. And I was switching a sword, because I know axe bounces, and even the sword hits were not like really satisfying. And I was like, oh, I wish I could soften him up. You know, my World instincts were kicking in of, oh, I want to soften him up. So I learned that his face was really weak, and I just kind of got aggressive around his face, and he's easy to read and just a good time. So once I started smacking him around in the face, it was pretty easy to take him down. Before I go further, I forgot to say, I want to comment about the switch axes, because I'm spending more time like looking at the different options of switch axe I can use. First thing I just want to say, switch axes, some of them really look like keyblades from Kingdom Hearts, which is a really strange thing, especially the one I have now, which is like a wheel. It looks exactly like the Pirates of the Caribbean keyblade from Kingdom Hearts. So the switch axe, what the good thing here is, I think this is an improvement in Rise. the way that they present you the different like trees, even though it's the same one, I feel it's a lot less overwhelming than in World. In World, I'm still like haven't even processed all the axes that are available to me. Whereas in Rise, I feel like I've gone through them and I'm like, oh, okay. And it's also the fact that I probably understand the game mechanics to the point where I can be like, aha, this sharpness, lots of green, sign me up. Attack, all right. Oh, it has the paralysis effect. All right. Like I understand the key things. Like that menu has a lot of things to look at, which in World when I was starting, I didn't understand and know. Now I actually know. So I'm like, okay, this axe better than this one. I don't care what it looks like, sign me up. So I'm enjoying just being able to shop around for an axe. We're going to get to grinding soon where I'm going to grind the axe that I want. So we started off with that wheel, and then I actually ended the stream with, what do you call it? The, Magnum Aloe switch axe. So I've got a really cool switch axe now that I'm quite happy with. Other things I tried, I also struggle a lot with riding for some reason this week. I know that when you are riding your target monster, you should be able to wallbang him 3 times. And I kept falling off of it for some reason. Like I would bang it and then like try to push B to reposition and bang again. And for some reason it didn't work. Finally, when I got to Diablos, as we will get to in a moment, I got it to 3 times. So I think it was just a matter of me remembering the mechanics or something. So back to the fights. A lot of these 5 and 6 star village quests were a lot of dual monsters. So the next one was a Kulu and an Anja fight. 2 of my favorites. This one was a lot easier. I think I've picked up on the Anjanath pattern. Kulu is, I mean, I got Kulu in the bag. I can pound that bird all day. Anjanath was fun. Again, I was playing way more aggressive with him to the point where I was actually smacking him in the face and interrupting his attacks. Best feeling ever. I just love doing that to him. After that, I was not expecting to have to fight Kezu again, but we fought Kezu and Somna. Pleasantly surprised, Kezu was a lot easier this time. My axe actually cut through him, and I was like, why is he easier? And I remembered the first time I took on Kezu was with a charge blade, and I really didn't know how to play the charge blade yet. So now going up against Kezu with a weapon I know, oh, that Slytherin leech he got chopped up good. I broke his face, I broke his body. We just cracked him in 2 and got rid of him. Somna was a lot easier the second time as well on that. And then we got a Tetra and Voltitron duo. Again, if I had to pick my favorite monster in Monster Hunter Rise so far, it's Tetranodon. Love my chunky boy. I love him. He's just so adorable. I love his moveset. It was also my first feint in Rise, so special memory there. And just every time I see him, he's always a good time. So Tetranodon, Valdidon, nothing really significant there other than all the monsters, the more I fight them, just the easier they get, which is a good sign. It means I'm learning. Then we took our special assignment tests where we had to take on Rathalos, Zinogre, and Almudron. Rathalos was easier the second time around. I think I finally picked up how to fight him in Rise. Zinogre, still hard. I fought Zinogre twice. I fought him in this quest and I fought him in another one later with Magnum Aloe. Both times this thing carded me twice. I'm trying different strategies and he just keeps noping me. Every time I fight him, I faint twice. So I think it's time to replace Nemesis, Diablos at this point. I'm killing pretty easily. Despite him being my first proper wall, Zinogre I think is the new wall because I cannot fight this thing comfortably and just wipe the floor with it. It's now 3 encounters and this thing has added 6 feints to my feint counter, which is only at like 12. That's half my feints is because of this electrifying puppy. Otherwise, Almudron was a lot easier and Rathalos was a lot easier. So I'm learning those 2. Then we got our boy Diablos. Was really surprised he was not digging more in this one, but he was definitely moving faster than I was expecting. But after my whole Black Diablos encounter in World last week, fighting a village or a low-ranked Diablos in this game, even if it is a little souped up and sped up, doesn't compare to a Diablos in Heat. That thing wants to skewer you. After that, I went to a Tigrex. Again, low-ranked Tigrex, far less scary. Still quite aggressive, but I was also being aggressive with it, which I don't know if that was the best thing to do because I was getting slapped around quite a bit. But it's kind of learning the whole new moveset. And all of these, it's the more I'm playing it, the better I'm going to get. So low rank is my skills, I think, have risen, or rise is what I'm trying to get to the level that low rank demands. And I feel it's about time. And now we're about to go into high rank, and I'm going to get destroyed there. And then finally, the last thing I tried was someone gave me a tip to try to change the camera to a lock-on camera. I did it with Diablos, and I can see it working for some people. I like having the control of my camera just because I can angle my attack and I can plan out what I want to see. The trade-off is when I do that, if I'm too slow on adjusting my camera, sometimes the monster will be off camera and I will miss it and it will kill me. It's happened before, but that's the trade-off. I'd rather have control at this point. So slowly still trying, new options, new settings. But now, now it's going to be the very uncomfortable part, because now we're getting into high rank. I'm probably going to clear out low rank either off stream or on a weekend or something. But next week we're going to the big leagues, and we're going to start climbing up that hunter rank and facing off against some new challenges. So expect a lot of crying and complaining from me in future journals. I'll see you on those ones, and until then, keep it classy.